Did you know that the air in your house can be up to 5 times more polluted than the air outside? Stick around to the end of this video to hear about the awesome new nature tech of Neop plants. So it appears as though the job to calling out the media's complicity in the campaign of supporting Donald Trump, of propping him up, of not reporting negative stories, of not reporting the same way they did in 2016 when the same things happened to Hillary Clinton, it's going to fall. That role, that job, that duty is going to fall to people in independent media. And that's what I'm continuing to do. I am really absolutely a little bit shocked that this is taking place the way that it's taking place, so brazenly taking place after what we witnessed in 2016. The over $1 billion in free media, I think it's like maybe $2 billion in free media that was just foisted upon Donald Trump when they were just covering his rally speeches bell to bell. Opening remarks to ending remarks. Here you go, free media, Donald Trump. It was absolutely an in-kind contribution, an unreported in-kind contribution. And if you remember 2016, there was the WikiLeaks stuff. There was the Russian hacking that actually gave that information. There was Donald Trump himself saying, Russia, if you're listening, if you can find the 33,000 emails, blah, 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 you'll be rewarded mightily by our press. Donald Trump was absolutely, and there's a method to this. I'm going to play these clips of both him asking Russia to do it and then promoting that they did it by talking about WikiLeaks. Watch these two things that are absolutely tied together in service to helping Donald Trump's campaign.
But it would be interesting to see. I will tell you this. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. WikiLeaks, I love WikiLeaks. These WikiLeaks as confirmed just today by WikiLeaks.
It's been amazing what's coming out on WikiLeaks. They want to distract us from WikiLeaks.
The wonder of WikiLeaks. Boy, that WikiLeaks has done a job on her, hasn't it? We've learned so much from WikiLeaks. Oh, we love WikiLeaks. Boy, they have really WikiLeaks. I mean, this WikiLeaks is fascinating. The WikiLeaks revelations. This WikiLeaks is like a treasure trove. WikiLeaks, right? WikiLeaks. And you know, as I was getting off the plane, they were just announcing new WikiLeaks, and I wanted to stay there, but I didn't want to keep you waiting. I love reading those WikiLeaks.
So he seems like a fan of reporting on information that was illegally obtained by a hostile foreign power, someone interfering in an election. And the media at the time did report on those emails. They did report on the contents of those emails. And now we're in almost the exact same situation, and the media is not doing that. They are making a choice not to report on the contents of the emails that they have received. Here is the AP headline. News outlets were leaked insider material from the Trump campaign. They chose not to print it. That should give you pause. Because we know how things went when it was a Democrat, when it was Hillary Clinton, when those emails were released. And now, oh no, we don't feel that's right. So they're going to work in service to Donald Trump by keeping the details of these emails, which from what I've read is really just like dumb shit that JD Vance has said. It's going to come out anyway. Here's the article. At least 3 news outlets were leaked confidential material from inside the Donald Trump campaign, including its report vetting J.D. Vance as a vice presidential candidate. So far, each has refused to reveal any details about what they've received. Instead, Politico, the New York Times, and the Washington Post have written about a potential hack of the campaign and described what they had in broad terms. Their decisions stand in marked contrast to the 2016 presidential campaign when a Russian hack exposed emails to and from Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, John Podesta. The website WikiLeaks published a trove of these embarrassing missives, and mainstream news organizations covered them avidly. This is an article from the Associated Press. This isn't a news outlet with an agenda, like, the New Republic, for instance, which I'm going to read from, or I already did in a video today. It is decidedly left-leaning. It's a liberal perspective. That's fine. That's not what the AP is. The AP is straight reporting. And they're calling this like it is. They're seeing the writing on the wall here. And finally, the media is starting to check itself. It's maybe not up solely to people like me in independent media. Politico wrote over the weekend about receiving emails starting July 22nd from a person identified as Robert. That included a 271-page campaign document about Vance and a partial vetting report on Senator Marco Rubio, who was also considered as a potential vice president. Both Politico and the Post said that the two people had independently confirmed that the documents were authentic. Quote, like many such vetting documents, the Times wrote of the Vance report, they contained past statements with the potential to be embarrassing or damaging, such as Mr. Vance's remarks casting aspersions on Mr. Trump. Now, Stephen Chung, the campaign spokesman for Donald Trump, there's one more thing I'm going to read here of the media, but I think it's interesting to reflect on the fact that I started the video with Donald Trump asking the Russians for help in interfering in the election. He asked for it, telling them there would be a reward if they did it. There would be a benefit to them if they did it. Then, after the emails were hacked and released by WikiLeaks, he constantly ran his suck about WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks, we love WikiLeaks. He loves it. He promoted it. He was a fan of the idea of a hostile foreign power interfering in an election. And now, this is the take of the Trump campaign when that same lens has been turned upon them. Stephen Chung, a spokesperson for Trump's campaign, said over the weekend that, quote, any media or news outlet reprinting documents or internal communications are doing the bidding of America's enemies. So, just reverse engineer that statement. It means that Donald Trump was doing the bidding of our enemies by promoting the stolen emails being released, stolen by Russia, given to WikiLeaks, and then released by WikiLeaks, which a campaign dirty trickster, Roger Stone, was involved in. He was actually pardoned for his crimes that he was convicted of by Donald Trump in 2020. The FBI is involved, and they released a brief statement Monday that read, we can confirm the FBI is investigating this matter. The New York Times said it would not discuss why it had decided not to print details of the internal communications. A spokesperson for the Post said, as with any information we receive, we take into account the authenticity of the materials, any motives of the source, and assess the public interest in making decisions about what, if anything, to publish. And then Politico, their response is just, an absolute chef's kiss of disregard for the benefit of information to the American people and to them being constitutionally protected free press and telling us what they know. Brad Dayspring, a spokesperson for Politico, said editors there judged, and get a load of this bullshit, that the questions surrounding the origins of the documents and how they came to our attention were more newsworthy than the material that was in those documents. Talk about making yourself the story. Gross. Stop it. We see you, media. We see what you're doing. And I don't know why they would stand lockstep, shoulder to shoulder with Donald Trump, promoting his candidacy, helping him at every turn, suppressing information that we should know, that you have been given. Oh, the leak was more important than what was actually leaked. That's what we're doing. Great. Anyway, What do you think? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work, helping me reach the people that I do. You can click the join button, and for $2 a month, you can help me make these videos. You can help me produce this content. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Threads and TikTok and Facebook, all of them at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And stick around if you have other questions about how to support the show, and watch an ad. Take advantage of this offer from the sponsor of today's video, Neop plants. Though living in a large city has plenty of benefits, pollution isn't one of them. With your windows closed and AC on most of the time, you might think your home would be safe, but did you know that air pollution can be up to 5 times higher indoors than out? During COVID, we bought a bunch of those huge air purifiers. Not only do they take up a lot of space, they make a bunch of noise, and they also ratchet up your electric bill. Instead of those unsightly pieces of pandemic furniture, I have switched my air purifying to Neop plants. Their product, the Neop, is an electricity-free living air purifier, powered by nature and designed to capture and recycle harmful air, indoor pollutants that come from within your home. Go to neoplants.com/Dollemore right now to purchase your very first Neop living air purifier. My code will automatically be applied at checkout, and with it, you'll receive an additional 7th Power Drop pouch with your purchase. This means a whole extra month of pure air for free. Your Neop is space-age air purifying tech that will purify your air as well as 30 houseplants. Using a pollution-eating bacteria that lives within the plant, the Neop tackles harmful air pollutants called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. These VOCs can be released by furniture, cleaning products, cooking, all kinds of things that you might not think about. Simply mix Neop Power Drops formula with water and add it to your plant monthly to activate the air purification. Your air will feel fresher, with 87% of customers reporting they feel a difference just 1 week after setting it up. Fight air pollution with nature. Access a free month of pure air by heading to neoplants.com/Dollemore right now, where my code will be applied and you can support this channel automatically at checkout. Put the technology of nature to work with Neop plants.